I'm your host, PJ Filium. I am a race fluid, gender fluid, and podcast listener fluid persons. My pronouns are they, them.
Hi, I am Laugh Track, and I identify as whatever we talk about each week. And I'm Seamus.
Oh, you bastard. That's what I was going to say, you fucking asshole. Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm the real Seamus of this show, not you, Andrew.
No, I'm Dirty Dan.
And joining us this week is Karl from the famous show The Creep Off with Vinnie Paulino.
Right. I'm the sidekick of the Creep Off. Hi, I'm Karl, and my pronouns are go, fuck, and yourself.
All right, last week we talked about dictators. We got some pretty good feedback on that. Everyone agreed that that fat cunt from Australia, she was the best dictator. I guess I was wrong on that, but
yeah, Rebel Wilson was amazing. She's the best.
I saw some good pictures of people saying that she could take some dick and stuff like that, so I guess I was just wrong. This week, since we have Karl, who is actually from the show Who Are These Podcasts, we decided to do the best, worst podcasts.
This is my fault, guys. PJ sent me over all the list of topics, and I went for the easy one. I probably should have stretched out a little bit and not just talked about podcasts yet again.
I tried to talk you into best types of gay sex, but you weren't going for it, I guess.
That's true. He did try to push that on me.
I said, hey, we could do this one, and you just completely ignored me.
You're trying to push different kinds of gay sex onto Karl, PJ?
Yeah, I figured he'd want to talk about it, but I guess not. All right, so I'll just read through the rankings to start off the show, like 5 minutes in. So the worst bad podcast. So I guess this would be the worst of the worst, since we're ranking the best worst podcasts. So the worst
You're gonna have
podcast.
to explain that.
What?
You're gonna have to explain that.
And you're talking about how bad my spreadsheet was last week.
It's we're talking best worst podcast. So these are all the 10 worst podcasts, and the last
somehow you
one
make it more confusing every week, PJ.
So the worst, the best of the worst.
Yes, no, the best is the best of these.
What?
So it's golf scoring. So number one is going to be the best of the worst podcasts. Number 10 is going to be the worst of the worst podcasts. Makes lots of sense. It's golf scoring. Andrew messed it up last week by not doing golf scoring, but from now on, we're golf scoring exclusive. So the worst podcast at number 10, that's Who's Right, and then tied for 8th are Black podcasts and any show hosted by a woman. 7th is the Stuttering John podcast. 6th is casual true crime shows. 5th is pornography. 4th is No Agenda / Alex Jones. 3rd is Seamus and Todd. 2nd is the Opie Radio podcast. And the best of the worst podcast is Marissa Jones / Missing Kids, aka The Vanished. Karl's favorite show.
Let me get this straight. Marissa Jones is the best out of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused by too.
The best bad.
That's what happens when you let PJ make the spreadsheets. It's so confusing.
I listened to the show that you guys did last week, and you're talking about the spreadsheets and golf scoring and ranking, and one's good, but not when it's this one, but when it is that one. This is impossible to follow. I had no clue what you guys were talking about for over an hour.
But Karl, we are experts on social issues, so we understand the spreadsheet. It's written in a language that only experts can understand.
Yeah, if you
guys were describing the spreadsheet and I was lost, now I'm looking at the spreadsheet and I'm just as lost.
But it's color coded now.
Right, there's green and red and yellow. I get that.
That's all thanks to Dave.
Cool.
But this is so. What you're saying is the low score means you like the show, that it's a good show, or that it's still ranking how bad shows are.
No, it means that it's the best show. So if you want to look at it as like the worst show, then 10 would be the worst show. 1 would be the best show.
Why the fuck is The Vanished the best? Have you guys ever heard The Vanished, Marissa Jones? Why is that a good score? Explain
Well,
this to me.
I mean, we can go through the categories, and
Yeah,
basically
alright.
the way that this works is every single category gets a 1 through 10 ranking, and then I just add up all of those. I go in and I look at each one objectively, like just this one. Okay, who's the wealthiest? And then I just go through 1 through 10. I don't go into this with an agenda like some people named Andrew who try to make PJ the worst dictator. I go in this completely just trying to share facts with people, educate the masses.
I'm an objective scholar.
Yeah, so I'll just
wait,
read through.
So PJ,
sorry.
so overall ranking. So number 10 is the worst podcast.
Oh yes,
Like really bad.
Is it that hard to understand?
Every week you guys have to go through this. What does that mean?
So number 10. So at number 10, that's WATP, right?
Whoa! I didn't see WATP on here.
Oh, well, it says WATP on my version.
Oh, sorry. Dave's a little not right in the head ever since the incident. It says who's right, I think.
Well, it says WATP.
Okay. Just let your carers come in an hour and you'll be fine.
Can I just point them out?
I am applying for carers legitimately, but I don't have them yet. So fuck you.
I don't want to tell you guys how to do your show, but we're looking at a very complicated spreadsheet and explaining it to people, and then you're purposely getting it wrong, which no one's going to be able to follow this logic. It's fucking impossible. Hey, doesn't cell B7 say WTP? No, it doesn't. How would anyone fucking know that joke? How would anyone know what you're talking about?
Oh, wow. You just solved our problems. Okay, so what I'm going to start doing is listing off the individual cells, and then people can picture it in their head. Okay, so I'll go through.
And the only way you can talk about a certain topic is like Battleship. You have to call it out.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
good idea.
G9.
That would actually be pretty fun. All right, that's what we're doing.
Fuck.
No,
I
just
mean, as
kidding.
long as people can play at home, you have to release this before the episode comes out, and then everyone can reference it at home, and they can have their own home game for it. Be a drinking game, bingo.
Oh yeah, I was actually supposed to do that, but
Yeah,
I never.
that might have
do.
been some of our conversations in the past, PJ. But you know,
I'm supposed to post it in the show in the show notes, but I never do. I always forget to, so it's fine. They can picture it. We do a great job of explaining the spreadsheet in depth every week.
You don't. You do the worst job.
as you said at the start, Carl, you understood everything about it.
It's impossible to follow what's going on right now.
Well,
All
I mean,
right,
we
just
do
get
have.
into it.
We have to realize. I mean, Carl's not as good as a scholar we are. So
That's
we have
true.
He gets a handicap.
Yeah, Karl isn't one of like we're the three experts. The UN come to us. They're like, we need stat rankings on the best worst podcasts or the best type of gay sex, and we're like, we're on it. Don't worry. So, with that said, let's get into all the attributes. I'll read through them, and then we can talk about which one we want to talk about. So the 18, the 18 attributes: wealth, power, gayness. Intelligence/facts, first impression, bone strength, wokeness, ingenuity, hunting/trapping, benefit to society, attractiveness, persuasiveness, stealth, fashionness. I forgot to remove the ness. All right. And he fucked it up. He added ness to everything. Okay, so fashionness, likability, bustability, and reading.
Epic fail.
Correct. PJ. Again.
That's what this show was missing. Soundboard. Well, that was better than the silence after everything I say.
No.
Yeah, usually. So the way the show works, Karl, is Andrew says a joke, and whether it's funny or not, no one says anything afterwards. It's a good for a good 7 seconds. It's really good to listen to, and then I edit it out, so it's just for the live listeners.
That's nice of you.
Yeah. All right. So, which of these did you want to talk about, Karl? Since you're the guest, you can pick which one you wanted to talk about.
By the way,
first.
Dave's chocolate Mussolini joke last week was by far the best joke of the show. Just want to throw that out there. Do you guys remember that? No?
I don't remember that.
I don't think any of us remember it, Karl.
Obviously not. All right. Well, go back and listen to your show sometime.
We're all about smart humor on this show, Karl.
Fair enough.
We didn't pay attention to those low-level jokes.
Ask
I
me
don't
that
know.
question again, PJ, now that I'm paying attention. What did you want me to
No,
do?
let's go back. Why don't you tell us your favorite jokes, 1 to 10, rank them in order.
All right,
number one, we
perfect.
know.
I actually have a spreadsheet. I'll share it with you right now.
Nice. All right. So which of those attributes did you want to talk about first?
There weren't 10 jokes on your show last week. How would I possibly share the 10 jokes that I liked? There was one joke, and I just pointed it out.
That's
All
true.
right.
That was a good joke, though. It felt like there was a lot of jokes because that joke was so good.
Let's start with
The
let's
halo
start
effect. Yeah, right.
let's start with PJ's fuck up fashionness.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so
so-
guys, this is column P. Okay, in case you're looking at it at home.
It's playing along at home. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I gotta count the A, B,
Oh, Jesus.
C. Fuck.
It's labeled on the top.
Yeah. All right.
Oh
so-
shit! It is.
That's how spreadsheets work.
Sorry, I'm a
Did you not
Microsoft.
know that?
I'm a Microsoft Excel kind of guy. Okay, I don't use Google Docs.
Okay, so I'll read through the
All right,
rankings
that's
just so
cool.
everyone knows what they are. So at 10 in cell P11, that's pornography. And then 9, Marissa.
All right, I got to stop you right there. When you say pornography podcast, what are you referring to?
Oh, it's just pornography as a whole.
Wait, I thought we were talking about podcasts right now.
Yeah,
we are.
pornography counts as a podcast, doesn't it?
No,
Yeah.
Why not?
count of
thought-
the.
I assumed you were talking about Call Her Daddy.
I mean, that's probably included in it. No, that's any show hosted by a woman.
Oh,
Idiot.
see, there's a bunch of these that overlap. Okay,
No,
So-
they don't
No.
overlap. They can only be only one of them. These are very specific podcasts.
okay. So I just want to point out that not only are we talking about a spreadsheet with 1,000 numbers on it that no one can see or understand, but you're also throwing in things that aren't even in the category we're talking about, just to make it even more confusing and impossible to follow. Got it.
Are you recording an episode of WATP while we're recording this show?
Sorry, I can't help it.
Fit.
I can't help it. Sorry, keep going. You were saying
No,
pornography's 10. Yep, keep going.
yeah, pornography, the 10th best fashionist. And then number 9, Marissa Jones / Missing Kids. Number 8, Stuttering John podcast. Number 7, Opie Radio. 6, No Agenda / Alex Jones. 5, Who's Right. 4, Any Show Hosted by a Woman. 3, Casual True Crime Shows. 2, Black Podcasts. And 1, Seamus / Todd.
All right. So I don't know if
That
you guys
paints a
know this
picture.
about Seamus, but he talks about being a ginger quite a lot, and I think him being a ginger, I don't think his fashion can be that high because gingers are fucking ugly, right?
Well, it's
But-
not about attractiveness, it's about fashion.
Yeah.
That's right.
Have you
And-
seen his ears?
Yeah, dude, this guy is fucking fashion forward. He is spot. I agree with the one for Seamus on
Yeah.
this one.
So do I.
It's a no-brainer.
It's 3-1 from the gauges to the glasses that he wears that he doesn't actually need. I mean, he just got
Well,
it all.
also, I don't know if this counts as that, but the fake graffiti that he stands in front of when he does his stand-up routine, it's fucking amazing. The guy is all street. He's totally street.
Trailer
Andrew,
Park
do
Street.
you have a counter argument to that? Or are you going to bow down and agree? Andrew?
I mean, it's pretty fair.
Well,
Okay.
the thing about Seamus / Todd also with fashion is he's a ginger, and I don't know if you know this, but gingers look like clowns.
Oh, do
He's
they?
Doing his bits.
I get it because they have
Yeah.
red hair and they're like really pale and white.
He would probably suck at playing hide and seek because he's so pale.
Oh, God.
All right.
One would assume that he's never won a game.
Can I point out what I disagree with in this column?
That's
Is that-
exactly the
Is
point.
that what we're
yes.
supposed to do? Okay.
I mean,
So
that's
you're
kind of the point of the show.
okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Because who ranked this? Is it PJ who ranked all
It's
these?
all
Yeah, well,
feedback.
I do like a ton of research every week, and
Okay.
then I put that into this.
I can tell there's a lot of prep that goes into the show, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So pornography being the worst here. So can we all agree that a girl who's wearing a bikini top and hot pants, that's a good fashion statement? Like a
Well, I think-
hot chick.
I think no clothes is a good fashion statement.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Give me a second. We all agree a bikini top and hot pants is a good fashion statement for like a smoking hot chick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's remove the bikini top. We still with me here? Still enjoying this? All right, you get where I'm going with this. I gotta say, pornography is number 2 behind Seamus. There's no fucking way that you're not excited about the fashion going on when a girl's just wearing pumps and nothing else.
Oh,
Hold on. But when you take off the clothes, I think that if you move your gaze over to cell M2 attractiveness, I think it switches from fashion to attractiveness.
Fuck me, man.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah,
good point.
so the reason that pornography is 10 is because they're so bad at wearing clothing that like they wear clothes for a few minutes and instantly the people want to take them off. Like the person they're with just takes off their clothes. If the clothes are so good, they'd probably want to keep them on.
Okay.
So counter argument to your
Okay.
counter argument. So I don't know if you know this, PJ, but in the makeup world, there are nude makeup palettes, and so people use those nude palettes for fashion. So when someone is technically nude, that's fashion without the makeup. About
You
this.
fucking know all about this shit.
Damn it. Your soundboard is like twice as loud as everybody
Oh,
else.
is it really? I turned it way down too. I'm sorry. It sounds good in
No,
my
no.
headphones.
It's perfect.
Maybe it was just because it was the Alex Jones sound clip and he's just always yelling as loud as possible all the
He's
time.
typically yelling. So I don't want to get off the fashion thing because this is obviously a great conversation that's going places. But why the fuck is No Agenda in the same category as Alex Jones? I don't understand that. What's the point of it? Do you guys think it's the same show? Are you saying it's the same people? What's going on?
Well, I mean, Alex Jones and the guys from No Agenda are basically the same people. And
Pretty
all I
much.
know about
I lump them
both
together.
those shows is that Alex Jones, he doesn't have an agenda, and the No Agenda guys, it's in the name No Agenda, so I just figured they're the same people.
So I have a question as well about that. What is No Agenda podcast?
It's Alex Jones, basically.
It's not Alex. It's not Alex Jones.
Pretty much.
They don't.
Well, the
they
spreadsheet
don't-
says otherwise.
Hold on. No Agenda doesn't sell toothpaste. They don't sell silver. They don't. There's no products you could buy around the No Agenda show that will save your life.
But did you know that No Agenda is actually partially owned by the same company that owns Alex Jones? So No Agenda is kind of like a thing to filter in or like get new people to listen to Alex Jones.
Bullshit.
You don't point it out, Karl. You just say, yes, that's a good point.
I'm
I don't
not
have
buying
any.
that.
Do you have stats to prove it's not true? Because, I mean,
Well, you got me there. I don't have any stats, so I guess I can't argue.
you should have prepped for the show better.
I can't argue with the blatant lie because I didn't bring stats. All right. Fair enough.
If you knew the company that owned Alex Jones and No Agenda, like it's pretty simple. That's like a couple Google searches. So really lacking on your research.
Fair enough. All right. Can we pick a different column? I'm sorry I picked fashion this.
No, it's okay. I figured that.
Sorry.
Well, hold on. Oh, no. We all agreed that pornography should be 10, didn't we? That's right. Yeah. No changes.
No,
We're
it should be.
100% on board with every
I-
single one of those numbers.
I agree with Karl.
Even
It
though
should be at 2.
I only pay attention to the top and the bottom number, but
Wait, so you agree? So you want to move it up? Andrew?
Yeah, I agree with
No, no, no.
Karl. The
Yeah.
bikini top argument was flawless.
It's a pretty good argument.
But they take it off immediately. That's a pretty good argument. Well, since
Not if you watch the ones I watched. They keep it on for about 20 minutes and then they get to it.
wait, Dave, you agree with me?
You're mostly scrubbing through it, but you see that they do keep it on for a while.
wait, sorry.
No,
Am I
no.
supposed to disagree with you? I forget.
Karl,
Wait,
I walked
which
it by the
one?
storyline.
So you said you agree with me, right? That pornography is at a 10.
I just don't
Yeah,
care that
so
much.
since-
It should be 2. I'd much rather look at a naked girl than a girl who's decked out in whatever the fucking fashion thing is, but whatever. What do I know?
So
You
since
don't know anything about fashion, obviously.
But Karl, what
No,
if they dress
I
up
don't.
like
You can't vote.
Seamus?
You can't vote for this criteria. And then
Well,
it's
that's why
up to-
Seamus is number
the rest of the
1
team.
either way. I mean, Seamus wins this category hands down, but hot
Hands
naked
down.
shit's second place is what I'm saying. But what do I know? I could be wrong.
all right, since Karl's the guest, I guess I'll just keep it at 10 and I'll count as 2 votes. So we'll move on to something else.
Fair enough.
So,
All right,
do I get to
Next
choose?
category.
Whatever you guys want to talk about, I don't care.
So I want to talk
Okay.
about. Oh no, sorry, Dave. You can go.
No, you go.
Okay.
Come on, Andrew.
So I want to talk about bustability
Why?
because Seamus makes me bust more than pornography does.
He does.
Okay.
Yes.
Really?
Hmm.
I'm really into redheads. It's fucking hot.
So, oh, you were gonna? Do you
Okay.
want to read out all the numbers? You want to go through that tedium, PJ, or
No, PJ likes it when I read out the numbers.
okay, you read out the numbers.
Yeah,
then.
Andrew, read out the numbers.
Yeah, so at 10 we have No Agenda, Alex Jones. 9 we have Who's Right. 8 we have Black Podcasts. At 7 we have Seamus and Todd. 6 we have Casual True Crime. Then Stuttering John, Opie Radio, Marissa Jones, any show hosted by a woman, and then pornography.
Oh wait, I've got a question about Black Podcasts.
Yeah.
PJ.
Yeah.
That's podcasts hosted by black people, right? PJ.
Podcast hosted by black people. Yeah, black podcast. What would a black podcast be that's not a
Podcast.
black podcast hosted by?
It's podcasts that are black, right?
Okay, yeah, I can include both of them, sure. That's fine with me.
Oh, okay. So it's both podcasts that are black
Yes.
and podcasts hosted by black people.
Yes. They're all the same.
No, that's yeah. Okay, all right. We'll lump them together if you want to. It's about as yeah. All right. Okay. If we're going to lump Alex Jones with No Agenda, then we can lump Black Podcasts with the podcast hosted by black people. Sure.
All right, I just have one argument on this one, guys. You have obviously pornography, number one. That makes sense. Number two is any show hosted by a woman. And I don't know about you guys, but when I hear women talk for an extended amount of time, my penis shrinks into my body. There's no way I'm masturbating to that. Can I tell you some of the shows that I've listened to recently that are hosted by women?
Is it?
Sure, yeah.
It's just going to be Chrissy Mayer that you're talking
Chrissy
about.
Mayer has a podcast. The Chrissy Mayer podcast.
She
I heard
hardly
she's got a
counts as a
podcast.
woman.
Have you guys ever heard of a show called Morning Toast?
Morning toast.
No. that
It's two
sounds-
fat millennials who have vocal fry. Make me want to kill myself. The last thing I'm going to do is masturbate in triumph when listening to this show.
They have listeners though, right?
No, well, girls, like 14-year-old girls listen to it.
Yeah, well, no, the people who listen to it are just guys jerking off. So the fact that any show hosted by a woman has any listeners, it's only because it's
No.
guys masturbating. Oh, you think women have interesting stuff to say, Carl?
I don't
You
think
think
women have anything to say. I think
Yeah,
that's the
so
problem with this whole category.
That's
There's
the
nothing-
only reason people listen is to jerk off to them talk. Why do you think Call Me Daddy's popular? They're not listening thinking, man, these chicks, they really have good points.
Call Her Daddy is jerk off podcasting. But any show hosted by a woman is boner repellent. It's the opposite of bustable. You guys couldn't be more off on this. I don't know what you're jerking off to, but you're sick human beings. And if you're arguing with me about this, you're wrong.
So, Carl, I don't know how caught up you are in woke culture, but there's this group of people known as simps. Do you know what a simp is?
I am familiar, yes.
Yeah, so simps, they listen to a lot of these podcasts hosted by women, and they jerk off to
Yeah.
the thought of knowing them fail.
Yeah. All right. Well, I stand corrected. You guys win.
I guess that's a question. Like,
Moving on.
That's why you leave it.
how many simps are there? Like, what's the ratio of simps to non-simps who would never listen to a podcast
What's
hosted
the
by a woman?
simp to cuck ratio? That's what we all want.
Well, there's never been like a simp census done that I know of, and most simps
What's your
tend
feel on
to lay in hiding, anyways. I mean, you know, Dave, because you could be a
as
simp
the
for
simp
all
of
we
this
know.
show, Andrew, what's your feeling on this?
Wait, I thought Dave was the simp of the show.
All right, no, that's right. Yeah. Oh, so I'll answer the question.
Do
Okay,
you guys jerk off to podcasts hosted by women?
I do not.
Okay, so we'll move down.
Don't those cam girls have podcasts that you listen to?
No.
no,
The-
really.
see,
Cam
camming is more of a visual thing.
Cam girls don't have fucking time to podcast. What kind of? How stupid are you guys? Why am I on this show right now? Don't cam
No.
girls have podcasts? No,
No, they're good.
You're not. They're
They're
just
good.
jerking off on a camera all day.
Carl, they're good multitaskers. They podcast while they're camming. They release their camming as a podcast on Patreon.
Karl, I'll just tick that off the list that I got.
Wait, Dave.
You saying, why am I on this show? Tick.
Dave, when you watch Cam Girls, don't you sometimes just like turn the video off and you're like, man, it's like I'm listening to a Cam Girl do a podcast?
No,
right?
The opposite.
And technically, all video,
Turn the audio off.
Maybe they should be 10.
technically
I don't know.
all video formats, when you turn the video off, it's a podcast. So all videos are podcasts in a sense. So I think we should move it up still.
Well, you're outvoted, so
No.
I'm moving them down to last. Oh wait, are they more or less bustable than Alex Jones?
Ooh.
Wait a second. When you go in and make that a 10, do you have to go in and change every other number on this spreadsheet? I'm watching you do this in real time. This is a terrible system.
Hey, Carl.
Well,
Yeah.
the actual
Carl,
rankings
do you
update
think
automatically.
that's another conversation that we've had?
Is it? All right. Sorry.
PJ wouldn't change his fucking mind on that too.
No, I don't want to
Alright.
have to manually put these in. You think I like doing that? You think that when we're doing the podcast, I'm like, all right, let me just focus on which numbers to update.
Well, if
So
there weren't
I-
22 categories, it'd be a lot easier to update this shit.
Well, and if it wasn't color code, I mean, this looks like some pixel art drawn by a 5-year-old. I mean, it's giving me a seizure
Oh, you-
looking at this.
Colors? Okay.
Dave, your color palette was neon. Why the fuck did you do that? I mean, everything is so bright.
Wait, it wasn't neon.
I didn't realize we had a girl on the show talking
Yeah,
about
it's
fucking
green. It's
colours.
green, yellow, and red. It's actually pretty typical for a table to have these colors.
But they're so bright.
Oh, let's talk about colors some more. What palette would you like, Andrew?
Yeah.
I think you should have gone with more of like a periwinkle, you know, because
Put on
Like a pair-
sunglasses and shut the fuck up.
like a periwinkle to an eggshell spread.
How are the listeners going to know what to visualize, like what colors to visualize?
Oh,
unless
now
we
you're worried
explain
about the listeners? Now you're worried about the listeners.
That's why we
Who?
read out the stats. The listeners need to know in their
Oh,
head. We have
shit.
we have a very smart audience. In their
Yeah.
head, they're like Rain Manning the whole spreadsheet in their head.
Yeah.
So right now, I read off the Y or the X-axis and the Y-axis. So right now they have that locked
dead.
down. Right now they're filling in the numbers
Oh my god.
in their head.
You
That's the
people
point
are-
of this show.
You people are insane.
Maybe that's why you didn't understand our show and you were so lost listening, is because you're
I
not
didn't.
of the high intelligence that you need to listen.
Yeah, definitely not.
So
Not quite autistic enough.
about the true
Keep working
crime
on that.
about the true crime shows.
Good talk.
Yeah.
So yeah. So aren't there don't they talk about like rapes on those shows?
Oh, I see where
Don't-
you're going. with that.
Don't you think rapists enjoy those episodes? Especially the guys that did it. They listen to the episode. They go, "Oh, I remember that."
Wait, what are they ranked right now?
6. They should be ranked a little higher, or 5 now because you moved.
Oh yeah, because I'm still updating. Oh yeah, see, I love doing that. I love being out of the conversation while I update the numbers. You're right, Dave.
Plus, I want to point out that I looked at some of the shows that I've reviewed on WATP that would be like casual true crime, and a couple of the titles are Vodka and Ghosts, Wine and Crime. They tend to be women getting wasted
Yes,
while
yes,
reading
yes.
Wikipedia pages.
Yes.
And if you're going to jerk off to something, girls getting blackout drunk might be up there.
Especially if you're Cosby. Anybody remember that? You remember that
Who?
happening?
Who?
Who's this
I
guy?
don't know what you're talking
You
about.
know. I'm a see, Karl, my role in the show is that I'm a youngster with the mind of a boomer.
Yeah,
That-
well,
that's
Good
my
luck with
shtick.
that.
we've got to give you a lot more boomer references.
Really? I don't know
Yes.
Rain Man.
You don't know Rain Man. You've been
No.
ordered to watch it. Have you watched it yet?
No.
When are you going to watch it?
Because you told me that the guy in the movie is like the guy I can't stand. So why would I watch a movie about a guy I can't stand?
This is great. Let's talk about a random guy that Andrew can't stand.
That nobody knows who we're talking about.
Yeah, just some vague
Yeah, Andrew.
guy who no one knows.
Yeah.
There have been no laughs.
What do you mean?
None.
See, you normally, Karl, this is where the silence is after I talk, and you ruined that. How dare you?
All right, let's not talk about the Andrew silences because Dave and I played that up way too much that episode. I deleted like 5 or 10 7-second pauses after Andrew talked.
You mean you extended the silences? That's what. You
Yeah,
should have
I
done.
guess in your perfect world, that's what I would have done. Okay, so I moved casual true crime up to 2 because that was a pretty good reason.
I agree.
So for the listeners at home, do that mental math, and then you can figure out where all the other numbers changed based on the changes we've made.
Oh,
I
God.
don't- And so one last thing on bustability.
Yeah.
So the Stuttering John podcast is at a 5. Is that because people imagine the slobber coming out of his mouth every time he stutters through a sentence, like as like their lubrication or something?
You don't have to imagine it. You can watch it on YouTube. He's
Yeah.
literally drooling out of his mouth while talking.
It's
Is
like
he-
ASMR. It's so sexy.
Is he like a Boston Terrier on like methamphetamine, just fucking?
Exactly like that.
God
See,
damn
it's not just us, Andrew. Carl also is like, what do I say to that? I don't know what to say after
They're-
Andrew says.
They're
a dumb
so
joke.
they're so confused after the things I say.
Yeah, it's confusion. That's what
I
it
think
is.
it's because I'm too intellectual for you guys.
All right, let's move on from bustability. I think we have that pegged down.
Can't add to perfection. That's-
Pegged.
So
You
what
could have
now?
done a great transition into gayness right there, Andrew. Let's not talk about gayness.
Come on.
Let's talk about something
Let's
else.
keep going. What the fuck?
All right, let's talk about bone strength. Everyone wants to know which podcast has the best bone strength.
Yeah.
All right, so the least bone strength, that's Marissa Jones / Missing Kids. And then number 9, Seamus / Todd. 8, any show hosted by a woman. 7, casual true crime shows. 6, Opie Radio podcast. 5, Who's Right. 4, Black podcasts. 3, Stuttering John podcast. 2, pornography. And 1, No Agenda / Alex Jones. So that one's obvious, like why Alex Jones is number 1, because he has the bone broth.
Yeah.
And he's just
All the
constantly worried about his bones being strong.
So why is any host? Why is any show hosted by a woman better bone strength than Todd?
Do you really need me to explain that?
Yeah, I actually agree
Yeah,
with
yeah, I
that one.
really do. I
All right,
really
Carl,
do.
why don't you explain it?
Aren't gingers very frail?
Todd looks like he would fall over in wind. He doesn't look like he's a strong man.
So if wind starts blowing eastward, his bones will snap, is what you're saying?
He says he doesn't want to go outside because he's afraid of the sun. I think there's more to it than that.
You think he's
So-
he's taking enough calcium?
I don't think he's taking any calcium.
So Carly versus Todd. Carly wins in a fight.
I think she might be on too many drugs.
I can't even imagine.
Why not?
I miss her. She hasn't been on any podcasts in a while. Let's move on.
Oh,
Can I
Oh,
ask
so-
Can I ask a really stupid question?
Sure, that's what the show's for.
Why is bone strength a category? Like, who came up with that? What the fuck's going on here?
If you don't, I can answer this,
mean,
PJ. Don't you worry
please.
your pretty little head about it.
Thank you.
Please help us out.
So, Carl, I don't know if you have good bone structure, right?
Yeah,
Strength.
it's amazing.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you say your bone structure is?
More of your guys' fucking scales of 1 to 10 fucking shit.
That's how
I don't know. I guess I'm somewhere between Marissa Jones and Adam Curry. I don't know.
So you're around like the black podcast. So you have around a 4 bone strength. Okay, look at that. Well,
that's
You didn't
it.
know where
That's
you
the
were
end
going
of your
with that,
thought.
did you?
That was the end of the thought. So
That was the
yeah,
end of my
okay.
thought.
Yep.
Brilliant.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey PJ, now that we're half an hour into the episode,
Yep.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what all these shows are for the people that know nothing?
No, they're all self-explanatory. Everyone knows what they are.
Yeah,
You
no.
want me
one's
to go
paying-
through? The Stuttering John podcast is a podcast hosted by Stuttering John Melendez. The Opie Radio podcast is
That
a
is one
podcast
more
hosted.
extra piece of information. Yeah, true.
We can do some more tedium. If the numbers aren't enough, we can keep doing. All right. So Black podcast.
I can't wait to talk about the numbers all of a sudden.
See, now you're becoming a man of the numbers. You're like, man, this is a great idea for a show. This guy's
Yes, let's just do that.
all right.
Let's talk about wokeness.
Wokeness.
So-
Okay, so
no,
bone strength. Everyone
no.
agreed.
Carl,
Wait, no, I didn't agree with bone structure.
Oh,
Everybody
fuck.
shut
It's-
up.
Bone strength, idiot. Stop saying bone
strength.
structure. Bone structure is completely different than bone strength.
No,
Marissa
everybody shut
Jones probably
Hey.
has okay bone structure, but her bones are brittle as fuck. Same thing with those kids.
Okay, PJ. All right, you've explained who Stuttering John is. Karl, who is Opie?
He is a very famous podcaster. He's known for having a really good podcast.
That's all you need to know.
Greg Opie Hughes. He's going places, guys. He's going to be a big deal soon.
He used to be
And
on
his-
some other show no one cares about, so let's move on.
His co-host is who? Vic Henley or something?
Oh, God.
Vic Henley wishes.
Fucking Vic Henley, man. That guy's I listened to his entire stand-up special. Vic Henley's been a stand-up for like 35 years.
Yep.
His stand-up special is nothing but things he overheard somebody say that he thought was not very smart. Everything in his fucking stand-up special is that. And then I was standing next to this woman, and she mispronounced a word. You're like, okay. That's your fucking stand-up routine?
I actually like the joke about the cornbread on roller skates. That made me laugh because I envisioned him on roller skates eating cornbread as he told the joke.
Well, wasn't it like his head exploded and cornbread came out?
Yeah, his head exploded and cornbread came out, and I just imagined that happening to Vic, and it made me laugh.
Oh my!
I mean, it was a byproduct, but nonetheless, it's funny.
All right, so you're the target audience for his stand-up. Got it. All right, all I need to know about Andrew.
Who's the better stand-up, Todd or
Dude,
Vic Henley?
honestly, it's fucking close because if you take Todd's stand-up and you put in the same laugh track that Vic Henley somehow sweetened his special with,
Yeah.
I don't know that you would tell the difference. I honestly don't know that you could tell. I would love to watch Seamus do crowd work the way that Vic does. Because Seamus would get up there and be like, hey, look at this guy with this shirt. What is that? What is that? Haynes?
I mean,
This
What,
boy
you
was
were, you were Fruit of the Loom, you beta male? What are you doing?
yeah.
his stand-up is basically just like crowd work that people have done to Gingers, but about himself. He's like, look at me, I look like a clown.
I mean, I think Seamus got in the comic game a little too late because didn't people joke about Gingers like in like the 70s? Like, I feel like that those jokes have already gone past their prime.
No. Making fun of Gingers is hilarious. He just doesn't do it very well. But that's a really good point. If he could plant a dumb redhead in the front row of every stand-up that he does, I think he could have an act. He comes out just because like, hey, look at this guy. Where's this fucking Opie over here? Where's this guy coming from? And then it's like off to the races.
He fucking dyes his hair green just so he's like not.
Yeah. He
The
could
only
act like a tough
ginger.
guy. Does anyone know what we're talking about? This is the problem I have with this show. We're getting off on tangents. We haven't explained anything what we're talking about. And why
That's
we're
what I
talking
was worried about. I think people are following along.
If
They're like,
people
I know
know-
who Seamus and Todd is.
If people listen to the show, they've definitely listened to to chewed gum. So
Yeah, that's right. They're all chewed gum fans. Good point.
We have
yeah.
a big
we're
crossover.
pulling in.
I'm choking on my
c-
culture over here.
Since we're just talking about Todd's stand-up, I love it when people on the subreddit find like something with Seamus's face, and they're like, "That's not at all how I pictured him."
Oh, really?
I love that.
nonstop. It's nonstop. Everybody goes, "Holy shit, that's what this asshole looks like." You're like, yeah.
He legit looks like Seamus's Pillsbury Doughboy's stepbrother, like from
Yes.
the wrestler, like the wrestler Seamus, like his little brother.
All right, let's
Dude.
get back to the numbers
You
because
should tell him the Pillsbury Doughboy thing. I think he could probably add another 15 minutes to his
Yeah.
stand-up with that.
You gotta help
So-
him
so-
punch
so-
up this material, Andrew.
So with
I
that,
reckon
if it's
that's your
between-
calling in life.
if it's between me,
Punching up Seamus's jokes.
Yeah.
that's how I'm gonna make my career in life.
Love it.
Then now I'm gonna start fucking writing ad reads for Stuttering John to read.
all right,
so no less on that one. All right, well, I guess.
so bone strength.
No, that's just a good idea. Just do all of those things, Andrew.
So should
Can
I
we
like,
move on from bone
Should I
strength, please?
Wait, did we finish bone strength?
I don't think we
No.
did 'cause I didn't agree with one of them.
All right.
So-
Okay, well, too late. We're moving on to wokeness. All right,
It's
wokeness.
fucking-
The least woke, number 10, pornography. 9, any show hosted by a woman. 8 casual true crime shows, 7 black podcasts, 6 Seamus / Todd, 5 Marissa Jones / Missing Kids, 4 Who's Right, 3 Opie Radio podcast, 2 Stuttering John podcast, and 1 No Agenda / Alex Jones.
Which one are we looking at again? Which category?
Oh my gosh. Wokeness.
Okay.
This doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Why?
You're saying that Alex Jones is woke?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
would
the
you say
most
he's not woke? Not only is he's so woke
Yeah.
that he knows all about those fake Sandy Hook kids that didn't get shot. He spread that to everybody. That's pretty woke.
Okay, so
He
you
knows
guys have
about
no
the-
idea what woke means. All right, great. Moving on.
And-
What's the next category?
And Alex Jones is massively into tranny porn.
He is. That's right. They found a screen capture on it. He like had his phone out, and one of the tabs
Exactly.
on his Chrome browser was like tranny porn. It's fucking amazing.
See?
That-
Pretty
Therefore
woke.
woke. Yes.
That is pretty woke. All right. Hey, I stand corrected. That's what the show is all about. I throw something out. You guys make a counter argument. I agree. All right. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah, you just sit there quietly while we explain to you why we're geniuses.
First of all, you didn't explain shit to me. Dave did. You had no fucking idea why you picked that.
I know. Yeah. No, I gave a good reason because the Sandy Hook kids.
That's the worst.
We wouldn't have known about that if it wasn't for him.
Right. Okay.
So, wouldn't pornography like be a little higher than, I don't know, 10 on wokeness? Considering if you go on most porn sites, there are tons of porn for furries and, you know, interracials and transgressionals. You know, I mean, there's a lot of different categories of porn.
Yeah.
I mean, they accept all kinds.
So that's a really good point. Except the issue I have is that on all that different porn, they say like big black man demolishes white chick or like BBW. It's very much like
Oh, okay, now we know what
labeling
PJ's watching. Okay, good to know. What else?
So,
is
yeah.
it, PJ?
PJ's videos start with more of a, "What are you doing, step bro?"
Yeah.
So yeah, they're putting labels on everybody. Some of those black women that are getting anally fisted, they're more than just a big black woman. They have families. That's not very woke of them to just say
what's
that
the
they're big black
backstory?
women.
But in that moment, those pornographer or the porn stars, they identify as that. Are you going to take that away from them, PJ? That's why they put it in the titles, because they identify beforehand.
Oh, that's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. Is that how they do it?
Yeah, I'm in the industry.
Oh, okay. So
Mostly
I'll move
the viewing industry, but I'm in the industry.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All
move
right,
them
I'll
up.
give that to him. That's all right.
All right, so that's pretty woke actually. If they're like always making sure that everybody's like telling us, I think that's probably like a top 5.
Representation.
Is that
and-
more woke than Alex Jones exposing Sandy Hook?
No.
No. Okay. What about Stuttering John? Stuttering John has a gay son. That's pretty woke.
His son is not gay. His son is transgender.
Uh-oh.
That's even
And
better. So
I
maybe
don't
you
know
should-
why people confuse these things as if they're the same thing. I have a lot of friends who are gay, and if you said that they were trans or that was the same thing, I think they'd be kind of pissed off about that. They're
Well,
men. They're men who like other men. That's a very different.
I just heard his son is gay, so that was what I was. Damn it!
Wait.
That ruins my song I made. I had a whole.
By
line
the way,
about
that
how
was
his
one of the,
son's a
that was the
homo.
funniest fucking lyric.
Wait, so is Stuttering John's kid pre or post op?
Post.
Post
Wait,
op.
so- so-
son now son.
I honestly don't pay that close of attention. It's either a son or a daughter. I don't know.
Well, what other ones could they be, Carl?
Correct. So, and my point is, I don't
No.
know. That's my main point. Like the thing that people don't
We're talking about
understand.
wokeness. God damn.
I know,
More
right?
than 2 genders, assholes.
I'm
Come
fucking
on.
all of this up. The
Get
thing
woke.
that people don't understand is that I make fun of people's podcasts. I don't care what gender their kids are. That's not part of my agenda.
And
I
that's
thought you
where we
attacked-
come in, Carl. That's where we come in.
Correct. That's why you
I
guys.
thought you specifically picked your podcast to attack the types of people you don't like.
no.
That's why you picked it.
Like,
Oh, okay.
like Chrissy Mayer, for example.
Yeah, fucking redheads. Don't even get me started.
And you just did that Chicago Bulls guy podcast. I can't remember his name right now. Damn it.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. Yeah, you're like, I need to attack a black person this week.
I want to point out. You're missing. It's not what I was thinking. I want to point out you're missing a very important category on your list of types of podcasts, and that is celebrities who have no business hosting a podcast. I'm thinking of like Armchair Expert with Dak Shepard, Minor Adventures with Topher Grace, The Roth Show, Pauly Shore podcast. How is celebrities who have no business hosting a podcast? How is that not listed on this list? Pornography? Not even a podcast.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to disagree with you there, but yeah, we can replace one of these. I'll just replace Who's Right because no one wants to talk about them. So
you know what? Let's do this. All right, go ahead and replace Who's Right, and then change all of these numbers. Let's recalibrate this. Let's update all of this, and then let's go through every category again from the beginning.
You got something on your soundboard
Now you get the show,
PJ
Karl.
right now,
Perfect.
Carl? You got anything on your soundboard while we wait?
All of it's
No, I
bad.
did.
None of it's good. It's boring as shit.
So yeah, on pornography, we decided that podcasts no longer have to be downloadable, and they no longer have to have an RSS feed. That's old. That's old thinking. That's the way podcasts used to be. Not anymore. Therefore, pornography is a podcast. Clearly,
I agree.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's on the list.
Yeah.
So
So
what's the
Carl's
problem
outvoted.
here?
Idiot.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so celebrity podcasts. So I listen to a ton of podcasts. My wife, she's like, I want to get into podcasts. I was thinking of checking out like Office Ladies or something. I'm like, don't do that. Don't. She's like, oh, my friend told me to listen to this one or some other like famous woman. I'm like, those are the worst podcasts. Do not listen to those. It's the only reason anyone listens is because they're famous people with famous friends. They don't say anything funny. It's not entertaining unless you're like listening to boring people interview other boring people that are just good at acting or music or something. Some of them have good stories, but I mean, I hate interview podcasts too, so I'm biased against that. So this is really interesting. Let's keep talking about my personal podcast tastes.
I just think it's funny that you're updating the spreadsheet in real time. We're all watching you do this. You literally went in and changed the Who's Right podcast to be celebrity podcasts, as if that has anything to do with the show that we're doing right now. Like, what do you do? Are you really trying to manage a spreadsheet right now in real time?
No,
Or
what do you
you
mean? I did the only change I needed to do. I changed Who's Right to celebrity podcasts. The numbers are still fine. They still make sense. It all makes sense.
No,
I think it fucks up attractiveness.
It was a clarification changing it to celebrity podcast. It wasn't a change.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Just clarified.
I just got back.
celebrity
Why are we
podcasts
talking about celebrity podcasts?
Oh my
Shut
gosh.
up. Celebrity podcast includes Who's Right with the Doug Anthony All Stars. Celebrities. It's
PJ, what other
clarified.
shows does your wife enjoy to listen to? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, moving on.
So everyone agrees. Everyone's cool. Sorry, Andrew, are you caught up yet?
Well, my sister came in, so I had to turn away.
Great.
They want me to play spades.
They want you to play cut. Well, okay.
I told them after I finished, and they said no.
Can I just, because my battery is running down on my computer, we're not going to go through every category, right?
No.
No. We won't. No. We never get through all of them, Carl. We never do.
Thank Jesus.
Oh, thank God.
No,
Okay.
usually we go through most of them and then we add like 20 and we go through those also. So,
I mean, you're talking about bone structure yet. Let's add that one in.
how much longer do you think you got?
I'm fading fast. What else you guys want to talk about?
Okay, so obviously we want to get touched on reading. So number 10, pornography. Number 9, any show hosted by a woman. We don't actually have to talk about reading. I was waiting for someone to stop me, and you guys were just like, "Oh yeah, I want to hear about reading."
I'd rather talking about attractiveness.
I mean, we've got to talk about stealth and one other. Let's do 2 more.
Yeah, let's do stealth. Okay, yeah. So stealth. Number 10, pornography. 9, Marissa Jones / Missing Kids. 8, No Agenda / Alex Jones. 7, casual true crime shows. 6, Stuttering John podcast. 5, any show hosted by a woman. 4, celebrity podcast. 3, black podcasts. 2, Seamus / Todd, and 1, Opie radio podcast.
So Why is Opie the stealthiest?
Yeah, why is Opie stealth? Explain this.
Well, because he just like sits in his hotel room and he looks out the window and he's like, "Look at that view, guys!" And no one watches him and no one knows he's doing it. So
He
he's
went right up to a
he's
famous
stealthy.
actor and told him they were filming a podcast. How is that stealthy? That's leaping out of the bushes to your enemies.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't factor that in.
That is a
Wasn't-
good point.
Wasn't Opie trying to get on Joe Rogan, trying to annoy Joe Rogan, or he's trying to annoy someone to get on his show?
Yes, he did a YouTube video, 10-minute long YouTube video asking Joe why he didn't respond to a DM on Twitter. It's the opposite of stealth.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll move him down. That's fine with me.
I move him down. He should be fucking 10th.
10. Okay,
Give him
yeah.
a 10.
Well, I mean, Alex Jones screams everywhere he goes. He should definitely be at a 10.
All right.
Like, you can
Alex
hear
Jones
the
got a
man
10,
coming
Opie's
anywhere.
at a 10.
No. Alex Jones was deliberately deplatformed from everywhere. That's stealthy.
That is
What are you
that
talking
actually is stealth.
Oh,
Alex
yeah.
Jones brings
Damn
a
it.
megaphone everywhere he goes, and he's literally broadcasting to those 7 people who can hear his megaphone because he has been deplatformed off of every other platform. And
So,
and here we go. Watch fucking
counter-argument to
PJ
that, Andrew?
update the spread.
Somebody, what? Don't just stare at me updating.
It's
What
interesting
I said.
watching you do your work because
Andrew-
you fucked up like 5 times.
Well, because you guys were talking, I'm updating in real time. This is great.
I don't know. I don't know what you guys are trying to accomplish with this show. I'm
Wait,
very
so-
confused.
What do you
Dave,
mean? We're trying to help tell people who's the best at what.
The
we
United
know-
Nations needs our assistance.
Gotcha. All right. So Seamus is now number 1 at stealth. I agree with that.
Yeah.
You can't find this fucking guy's show. I want to find his show, and he changes the name of it. He changes everything about his show every 2 days.
Oh, especially since the fact that whenever he talks into his microphone, it sounds like he's whispering. Every time he talks into his microphone, it sounds like he's whispering.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what's
He's
funny
want to wake his
about
kids up.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
The silent abuse of his children. Yes.
God, I hope people know what we're talking about. We've had so much Todd talk on this show.
Yeah, I think most people who listen to the show
All
probably
right,
know
good.
who it is.
That's good.
So everyone else okay with stealth? Everyone else think that black people number 2, celebrities aren't number 3, right?
No.
Although they all
Clearly
You're
not.
just realizing that by changing that whole category, it fucks up all your numbers.
hold on. But when you think about it, though, they're all kind of the exact same podcast, so it's kind of like that herd mentality thing. Like they're all so
No.
similar, they kind of all blend in with each other. So maybe they
No.
should move up. Actually,
No, can I go
No.
to the fucking
Actually,
iTunes
if they're
chart
celebrity
right now?
if they're celebrity podcasts, that means they're big and a lot of people know a lot of people know who they are. And celebrity podcasts have a set time to record and release every week. People know when they're going to be out in the open.
Hey guys, let's look at the top comedy shows according to iTunes. It's Joe Rogan, The Office Ladies, Dax Shepard, Trevor Noah, Conan O'Brien. Yeah, they're not fucking stealth.
geez, you don't have to be a dick about it.
Who's Noah Trevor?
Don't I though? Dude, Steve-O has a fucking podcast. Wild Ride with Steve-O? I've never even heard of
course he
that. That's in the top 10? God,
He has the
fucking-
most fucking annoying voice of all time too. Who wants to listen to him talk? Why would
No,
anyone
I
listen to
wanna-
that?
I want to watch
Are we
him
talking
staple his balls to his leg and then move on. I don't want to listen to him talk.
Steve-O, Andrew. You a big fan of Steve-O?
Oh, he was on the
Steve-O?
Kick-Ass, right?
Yeah, Kick-Ass. The movie.
Yeah, the
that's one- that's
superhero
one.
movie Kick-Ass.
Yep.
Very
Superhero
good.
movie. Yeah, you got it. You got
Yeah,
it.
okay. All right, move on.
So are celebrities more or less stealthy than pornography?
Fuck, I don't know. I think you're broken.
Pornography, they're like
I
screaming
don't know.
at the top of their lungs, dude. Like
Let
they're
me try and turn my brain on.
I mean, when you're getting piped, you're not necessarily being quiet.
Wait, I think I messed up because stealth, missing kids, those people are really hard to find.
Dude, you should just get rid of this category. You
Okay,
fucked
yeah.
stealth up big time.
Look, Carl, this is for some reason I think
I
this is
didn't
our,
really get rid of the category.
All right, moving on from stealth.
he thinks that this is a staple category, the stealth, and I removed it from last week's spreadsheet and he brings it back.
It's
so
not
stupid.
there anymore. Moving
Oh.
on.
So
There's a big
stupid.
break.
Stealth was the reason why I'm still on this show. I love that category. It's my favorite.
Can I point something out? Because I'm watching you update the spreadsheet in real time, as if any of this matters. After we've made all of these changes, Marissa Jones, The Vanished, is still the best podcast. So we've accomplished nothing today.
I know. How does
Maybe
it
in
feel?
your eyes, but you don't understand our intelligent processing.
Yeah, I don't understand out. Got it?
I'm getting yelled at by my
understand
parents
that.
to play spades. I can't concentrate. I had like 5 texts on my phone telling me to come downstairs and play spades. I don't.
Why? Is this like 1910? Why is your family playing spades?
Look, my sister said,
Because
"Dad, come."
it's World War fucking 3. We're all bunkered down and we're playing fucking spades with our family.
My sister sent me a message. Dad says, "Come here."
Uh-oh. Sounds like someone's going to get grounded mid-podcast.
No. We can keep going.
That's why today will not be a great show.
All right,
Carl,
so
that makes it better.
we'll do one more category, and then we'll let Carl go. I think this is too big brain for him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so
He's
do we
knocking
want to
out.
talk about what do we want to talk about? Carl, pick the final one.
Okay. So
Pick one
let me look at
that's going to
these-
change the order so Marissa Jones maybe isn't number one. Do that.
Yeah, let's talk about first impression. I'm interested in this one because this is how I interact with podcasts. I listen to hundreds of podcasts, and I typically don't get past the first impression. I listen to it and I go, okay, this sucks, and I move on.
Nope.
So I'm interested in this one. How did you choose what makes the best first impression? What makes the worst?
So that's a really good question, but I actually was hoping you'd pick reading, so I'm going to read off readings.
Let's do reading. Yeah,
Okay, so first impression.
Sure.
First impression. It's just like you first listen to it and you think it's your first impression. I don't get. Geez, Andrew didn't understand this either the first week. What's hard to understand about first impression?
No,
You listen to it the first time you listen to it. You're like, oh, this show's bad. This show's good.
Okay, so then this is my question because I would have thought that too. But you have Stuttering John at a 5. Your
Okay.
first impression of the Stuttering John show is maybe? You're not sure. You're not sure that's good. Really?
Okay, yeah. I mean,
It makes 0 sense.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, because he does kind of have that, like, oh, I'm just like a nice guy. Well, I mean, I don't know about nice guy, but you first listen, you're like, oh, this guy, he's loud. Loud people, that must mean that he has something to say. He's being loud.
I
Yes,
hate
yeah,
it when
let's be
people
under-
are loud. It's the worst. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I disagree with your first impression ranking. I think it's right.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll move him down.
So,
So who was he like a better or a worse first impression then? Celebrity
I think
podcasts?
all of these should be 10.
That's not
except
how
for pornography.
What's
That's
your-
how it works.
what's your first impression of me, Carl?
10. Is it 10 out
Yes.
of 10?
Correct. No, golf
10?
scoring 10. Correct. You got it.
Fuck.
You're a quadruple bogey.
Well, I guess I should just quit podcasting then.
Yes! Finally, somebody
Every-
gets it.
Everybody should quit.
Okay, so first impression, Marissa Jones / missing kids. That's because when you find out like a kid is missing, you're like, oh, that's sad. And Marissa Jones, you're just like, man, she's just trying to help out these missing people. So like at first, that's what you think. And then later on you go and you find out, oh, she's just trying to sell me like security stuff and make me afraid that my kids are going to get kidnapped. But
So
until
you have-
then,
You have
don't-
Black Podcast at number 2 under first impressions.
Yeah.
And this is why I want to take
Tread
that
lightly.
one to Fair enough. So one of the shows that I reviewed is Why Won't You Date Me, which could also be under the category of hosted by women. And it features this woman named Nicole Byer. She's a obese black woman who's not funny or dateable. And she has a podcast wondering why people won't date her. This is not a good first impression, people. You listen to this for 3 seconds and you realize you should never listen to this ever again.
Well, especially if you have a podcast about why won't people date you. I think that's
Yeah.
evident enough.
mm,
Right.
That's a good
Did I
point.
see a tweet that Kirstie Alley is trying to start a podcast?
Who?
I saw that a
Kirstie
while
Alley.
ago.
You say Chris D'Elia? He already has one.
That's what I heard
Okay.
too.
You know who has a new podcast out is Joe Biden. Why don't you have people
Does he?
running for president
He
who have a
does.
podcast?
Does he really? Are you being
Yeah.
serious?
Can we
Wait.
just go to politicians? Because I know of another politician that has a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Is her name Julia Gillard?
Yeah.
She's a real good lady.
Oh Jesus, we're getting back to this again.
All right, let's go and talk more about the dictators from last week. So the Cup song, pretty good song, huh?
Pretty good song. Best song ever. Very catchy.
I got my ticket for the long way round
Okay, so are we moving Black Podcast down then?
to a bottle of whiskey
And that's why white people should have won episode 1.
for the way.
And PJ's still wrong.
Okay, well, you guys didn't say anything about what we're doing for Black Podcast, so we could just wrap this up. I think this worked pretty well.
Yeah, I got to go
So-
play spades.
Yeah, except the final ranking's wrong.
I
except for
mean,
that.
well, you didn't make any good points why it's wrong. So
All right. So at number 10, any show hosted by a woman. I think we can all get behind that.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm down
Then-
with that.
Then black podcasts. I disagree with that.
Delvin Cox.
Delvin Cox is great, but then there's also like Expeditiously with T.I.
yeah. The Dennis Rodman one was bad.
Dennis Rodman on the I mean, on the rebound is one of the worst podcasts I've ever heard in my life. Dennis Rodman can't talk, and he's
I
hosting a
almost-
podcast.
I almost fast forwarded through that part of that episode. It was like so bad. Even you guys talking about it was barely listenable.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
with you,
rough.
man. I'm with
Where does
you.
WATP and our podcast fall under these?
Oh well, we're good podcasts. Well, I mean, we're better than WTP, but
Okay.
oh, we should have had the creep off on here. That would have been good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
then celebrity
definitely.
podcasts. So we're saying celebrity podcasts are better than black podcasts.
Yes.
No way. No way.
Well,
And then
now you're getting macro, and we were just doing the micro thing. Like it's hard to zoom out and then say this is all wrong because then we got to zoom back in again and figure out where we fucked up.
That's kind of
see
what
what
we're
you're
doing.
doing here.
That's kind of what we do, except we need Andrew to be able to play spades. So we're running out
See,
of time.
I'm the forest guy, and the rest of you are the trees
Right.
guys. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't really care what you have to say about anything.
No, I'm the
All I care about is the final answer.
I'm the 6-year-old with ADHD you brought in your expedition to the forest.
Okay, cool.
I-
So then,
I would put up. All right, if we had to look at just the macro rankings here, I think where we fucked
Yes.
up is anything that Todd is the host of, and anything pornography. I would go neck and neck. Those should be 1 and 2. I'm not sure which order because either one of those highly entertaining, and I can only check it out for about a minute and a half, and then I'm done.
Oh,
Okay,
I
yeah.
get it. He
for the
comes
same
quick.
reason. Yes.
To Todd specifically.
Yes. That's 1 and 2. Okay, cool. Fix that, PJ. Change all the numbers
Change all the numbers and fix that.
so you fix all the scoring.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I
And
guess
then
there
Alex-
is reading pornography, but I don't know if that's not in podcast form.
Alex Jones at number 3. We can all agree with that.
Yep, love
Uh,
the show. Love No Agenda.
And so then Opie. I think Opie possibly should be higher. What do you think, Carl? Where do you think Opie should be?
How do you
1 to
think
10.
count?
Opie is a pretty good podcast. I don't know. What the fuck?
Fucking thing sucks.
All right, so
I'm not-
I'll read through that.
not
I'll
a
just
fan
read
of
through the
Opie.
final rankings. So number 10, the least, like the worst podcast of all time. Any show hosted by a woman. Then number 9, Black Podcast. 8, Celebrity Podcasts. 7, Stuttering John Podcast. 6, Casual True Crime Shows. 5, Opie Radio Podcast. 4, Seamus / Todd. 3, No Agenda / Alex Jones. 2, Pornography. And 1, The Best of the Bad Podcast, Marissa Jones / Missing Kids, also known as the Vanished Podcast.
So we've
yeah.
literally accomplished nothing today.
As I said, I disagree with that. Carl disagrees with that. Andrew is
We-
playing now playing cards with his family.
Yeah.
No, I'm
So-
still here.
we've accomplished nothing.
Okay.
So- PJ, I know PJ has extra votes, but I think 3 against 1.
We have to change the stats then. What stats would you change?
All right, no, we're good. We're good. Everything's perfect. I love it. We did it. We did it, everybody. Yay.
It's great.
And that's how it feels to be on an episode of We Are Assholes.
Yeah,
We did it. We finally got through it.
All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Karl, do you want to plug your stuff for the 50 listeners we have?
Yeah, definitely check out Who Are These Podcasts at whoaretheses.com. We have episode number 2 this weekend where we'll be roasting ourselves. Yeah, PJ, you got a song to get done for me.
My fucking hard drive. Okay. I'm so
Oh,
mad
stop with the hard drive. It's your excuse every time.
But yeah, yeah.
Get a backup hard
Every
drive.
week there's some technical issue with PJ.
I've noticed that.
When he came to me with this amazing idea for a show, and I made his dreams come true, he didn't even have a computer. And I thought, this guy can't be fucking serious. This is never going to fucking happen.
And now I have a computer.
And then he got a computer. And now we're up to episode 8 or whatever we're up to. So isn't that a miracle?
It is.
It's a good thing I got a computer. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this show. We wouldn't have Karl from the Creep Off on.
Well, the thing about PJ is his angelic singing voice, and that's what I know PJ for.
Yeah,
is he's just such a crooner, such a golden voice, and I just fell in love with him because he can sing so well. I don't care if he owns a computer or has a shitty podcast; doesn't matter to me. His voice, perfect every time.
Yeah, but definitely go listen to WATP. It's my 3rd favorite podcast.
What's
Maybe.
what's above WATP?
The 9-minute pod.
Okay, yep,
Of
I agree with
course.
that. Yep.
Yeah, and then chewed gum.
Yeah. Okay. I can't argue with that.
I
still
for
have the same
sure
production.
I for sure thought you were gonna say Julian Gillard's podcast.
No. She's at number 5.
That would have been the callback.
All right, so you can follow me on Twitter at PJ_Philium. Anyone else want to say anything?
You can follow
I'm-
me on
Wait a minute.
I'll-
Why can't I do a plug?
because I always go after PJ. You dick.
Yeah,
What?
that is kind of how it goes. It goes
Yeah.
me, Andrew, you.
Because we have to wait for your brain to kick in. Okay, so I'll do mine. You follow me on Twitter at Eating Salad. Now you can go, Dave.
I'm the executive producer for the greatest show out of Wyoming ever called Small Town Mentality with Ben and Rando. We recently had a guy on called Ralph Sutton, I think his name is. And
Oh,
it
my
went
buddy Ralph
amazingly.
Sutton.
It went amazingly, and Rando was just energized as always. The greatest co-host of all time. Small Town Mentality.
Ralph Sutton,
All right.
the co-owner of Gas Digital, along with Louis J. Gomez.
What the fuck he was doing on Small Town Mentality, I have no idea.
That's hilarious. Very
So
cool.
hopefully you guys. So hopefully STM will have Louis J. Gomez on in the following week, right?
Yep. So if you want to hear more Gas Digital and you're subscribed to Karl on Patreon, just cancel that and you can subscribe to Gas Digital.
Hey,
All right.
hey. If you want to hear Vic Henley's stand-up, and who doesn't, you got to subscribe to patreon.com/whoarethespodcasts. And all it takes is $5 a month. And you can not only get the other Vic cell phone number, but you can also listen to Vic Henley's stand-up. I don't know how else to sell it better than that.
Also, make sure to go to thecreepoff.com. Right. That's the website.
Another creep off that guy. Yep.
So
Vote for me.
Karl, I have one issue with your Patreon.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. That's the end of the show.
No. I would subscribe if I
This
could
isn't
have
part of the show. Jesus.
Vic Henley's phone number. If you could give me Vic Henley's phone number, then
Then
I
you'd
would
sign up?
subscribe. Yeah.
Oh.
His
Who
elbows
cares-
are
who-
probably worse than normal Vicks, though.
Who cares about other Vic? I'm into the Henley.
Are you gonna ask Vic Henley for feet pics? What do you want with his phone number for?
I want comedic advice. How to be a better comedian.
Yep. How to
That
overhear
cornbread
the
joke.
greatest conversations of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, right. His advice is overhear people's conversations. Comedic advice.
If you ever hear If you ever hear someone say something about a salad and they say something wrong about it, that's a
Yep.
good bit.
2.5
All right,
minute
thanks
bit
for
right there.
listening.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Bye.
Later.
All right, bye.